This is Tim Albright with AVNation with the Road to ISE. Integrated Systems Europe happens the 4th through the 7th of February in Barcelona. And with me to talk about Xyte and their stand is Omer Brookstein. Welcome, sir.
Hi, Tim. It's great seeing you again.
Oh, good seeing you, sir. Good seeing you. We're going to see you over in Hall 2. Hall 2P, as in Paul 300, 2P300. Omer, you guys have been doing lots of stuff here recently. You just had an AV Cloud Summit. So this time around at ISE, what are we going to find in the Xyte stand?
Oh, so much new things. So first of all, thanks for the opportunity, Tim. I think this 2025 and this coming ISE is going to be especially exciting for us. We just launched a new product about 2 months ago, specifically designed for system integrators, dealers, and managed service providers. And if you recall from our previous conversations, Xyte really started with a goal to build a standard and a single pane of glass for this industry to be able to manage and monitor all the AV and UC devices. However, when we first started, we realized that most device manufacturers did not have a cloud, and there was no way to get the devices to the cloud. So we initially focused on helping these device manufacturers, companies such as Bose and Legrand, Planer, Atlas ID, and many, many others, to first get their devices to the cloud. And now that we achieved that, and at the same time, other great brands decided to develop their own clouds, companies like Poly with PolyLens, QSys, and Neat, and others, we felt it is now the time to move on and make that into a standard. So I think the most impactful new product and capabilities we're going to introduce at ISE is what we call Xyte Connect Plus. And Xyte Connect Plus essentially take all of those brands and all of those platforms into a single interface, enabling the system integrators and managed service providers to use a single platform to manage all of their customers, all of their spaces and rooms, and all of their devices across different vendors and platforms in a single interface. And that's going to be the most exciting thing. And that, quickly evolving to be, the industry's standard and the industry's first managed services platform for those system integrators to better support and service their customers.
So, Omer, help me out here, because in my head, I'm like, okay, yeah, one single pane of glass makes a whole lot more sense than 15 different programs running on my computer. How do you guys do that, though? I mean, I'm not asking you for your code because I couldn't read it anyway. But how do you bring all these disparate manufacturers together and kind of make them play nice together?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think first of all, what I was very I was very happy to find out in recent months is that the manufacturers that we partner with, they get it. They understand that we live in an integrated system, and as much as I like to sell, my gear, that the only my gear to the customers, it's never the case. There's always a display by one manufacturer, a UC platform, and so on. So, we've building those relationships with the device manufacturers, and we're building some very strong relationship, and we actually, work together with these device manufacturers in many cases, co-selling to the system integrators and the customers, and that works very well together. And the way we do it is, I would say, in 2 or 3 main ways. The first one is for those device manufacturers that does not have the cloud and does not want to develop one in-house, as the brands I mentioned before, we give them all the tools to get their devices to the cloud. And you've seen once again Bose, Legrand, and others launching their own cloud solution in another 3 or 4 months, which is incredible. With a fraction of the cost, it will cost them to develop their own. And we're just working with others, and hopefully some of them will be ready to launch at ISE. Some others will definitely be ready to launch for Infocom. And the other thing is we develop partnership with companies such as Neat, Crestron, QSys, Biamp, and others. Those companies already have their cloud solution. And their cloud solution, in many cases, has an API. So we integrate with their APIs. And in fact, as mentioned before briefly, we work with them to even remove some more friction from the customer and have the customer be able to buy an Xyte license, and bundled in that will be the XIO license or the Neat license and other licenses as well. So that gets you, I would say, 90% of the industry alongside the Zoom and Microsoft Teams integration we have natively in the platform. But we also understand that there's always going to be the extra 5-10% of custom devices. And in those cases, for the system integrators that are capable and knowledgeable to develop for cloud APIs, we expose the same APIs we give device manufacturers, and we enable them to develop their own custom cloud connected modules. So if you recall 20 years ago or so, right, those system integrators used to build their custom Crestron or AMX or Extron modules and build their own intellectual property. They get to do the same thing today, but in the cloud. And they can build their own unique intellectual property and their unique differentiator for their customers using the Xyte platform. And I can tell you, we already have some really great system integrators doing that today. That's only a demand we see more and more high requests for.
Very cool. 2P300, 2P3 is where we'll find Omer, is where we'll find Xyte. Omer, not everybody's going to ISE, so if they're not going and they want to follow along with everything that Xyte will be talking about that week, how do they do that?
That's my favorite question. That's a great thing about selling a cloud software. There's no black boxes to show you.
You can be anywhere in the world.
You can be anywhere in the world and have access to Xyte. Well, you could just go to Xyte.io and click the contact us button, and we'll be happy to get on a call with you. If you're impatient, you just simply go to app.xyte.io and you can sign up today and start claiming your Zoom devices.
All right, there you go. Omer Brookstein from Xyte. Thank you so much. For us, for AVNation, go by our website, avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv. And follow along as we also head to ISE 2025, the 4th through the 7th of February. All that and more at avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv.